Here's what's noble, what money can do, the projects it can support, the relief from debt it can create. So economics is major.
And most people think of financial freedom, they come up with this gigantic number that if you even figured out everything you want, it's nowhere near as big as you think. And because it's so big, you never even start the journey.
I know you need money, for God's sake. I'm not ignorant. Everybody needs money. That's not the point here. It's the provision of money without purpose is not helpful.
Money does not buy you happiness, but lack of money certainly buys you misery. The real measure of your wealth is how much you'd be worth if you lost all your money. Money and wealth means a lot to human beings, and it is essential for acquisition of such goods and services as rent, clothing, entertainment, food, and typically a wider range of other things that makes the life of a human being enjoyable. It is a fact that education is an expensive investment. Richness ensures that the necessary resources for learning are provided timely. Additionally, children stand a good chance of being sent to academies or private schools, which are deemed to be the best in offering good environment for student learning. Money plays a crucial role in ensuring access to quality and nutritious food, fueling our overall well-being.
So economics is major. The key, of course, is what you do with it. If you earn a lot, you should give a lot. Key phrase from antiquity, here's what it says. If you've been given much, now much is required. If you've been given great responsibility, much is required. If you've been given much wealth, now much is required. Everyone has to solve this about the money to go for. Should you go for the money? Should you go for success? And here's the philosophy we've already covered. You should earn as much as you possibly can in the reasonable time devoted to economics. Job, business. Reasonable time devoted to economics, job, business, future, enterprise. With that enterprise and with that job, the key is to earn as much as you possibly can.
A certain amount of money that we meet, and that covers what we're going to call financial security, which might be your housing, your cars, your food, and basic entertainment. How many would feel rich if you didn't have to work, if your investments alone, the income from your investments, the income covered those 4 items, your housing for the rest of your life, your food, right, your travel, and some entertainment? How many think that would feel pretty good? Say, ah. And by the way, that number is way smaller than what most of you think of when you think about being financially independent.
When we're talking about wealth for the typical person, here's what we're talking about. Your house isn't too cold or too hot. So you have heating and maybe you have air conditioning. That'd be kind of nice. You have running water. You have good sanitation. So you have a toilet. You have clean water. You have a plentiful supply of high quality food that you don't have to spend all your time scrounging around to deliver. And it's reliably sourced. And your children have the opportunity to live healthily and to be educated. That's like 90% of wealth. And so when we're talking about wealth that we want to provide the rest of the world, we're not talking about 1920s spats-wearing capitalist depredations. We're talking about the basics of life, right? Temperature regulation, provision of water, provision of food, health and opportunity for children. And we still haven't provided that to everyone in the world, and we could. That's one of the things that's so optimistic about your work. Not only could we do that, we should do it, and we could and should do it in a way that would benefit the long-term sustainability of the planet.
So many people of wealth understand much more about making and saving money than about using and enjoying it. They fail to live because they are always preparing to live. The idea is to become rich by enriching other people's lives. If you focus on making money, chasing money, growing money, getting money, you may stay poor. If you think about solutions, how to come up with solutions to other people's problems, you may become rich one day. Happiness is when you feel complete and satisfied. It is when you're content with where you are and what you have. It is the joy of doing something you love or spending time with someone you love. It is an emotion and the best one yet. Money can easily make a person temporarily happy with the possessions it can buy, but true happiness is more than that.
Happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become. But sure enough, what you become is related to what you get. So you can take a look at what you've gotten and have great satisfaction that you're the one that designed it. You're the one that defined it. You just didn't let it drift and get into trouble. You made the changes. You made the hard decisions. So for your own financial independence, get the book, get some other books, do some reading, make it a game, play it, have a plan, change your attitude, become a happy taxpayer, pay your bills with enthusiasm. Put all this together, and I'll tell you what, it'll start to change. You won't believe.
How you spend money. $5 a day spent right will bring you more joy than $10,000 spent poorly. And what does that mean? I give you dozens, and I'll give you three. Number one, if you spend money on things, you limit your level of happiness. If you spend the money on experiences, it creates a generative effect in your body emotionally. And they can measure the level of fulfillment and happiness you have just by the purchases you make. And they've done it scientifically all the way down to how it changes your biochemistry down to the changes in your saliva and the hormones. That's where the research comes. It's not somebody airy-fairy saying, well, if you have experiences, it'll be better. Second one, when you spend money on things that give you time and take away drudgery, if you can get somebody else that you pay and they are employed and they now scrub the floor or they clean the toilet and they have an income and they're happy and you're freed up to do something you're more passionate about in business or life, the level of happiness grows geometric. But the one that creates the greatest happiness is the one that sounds trite, but it's biochemically accurate. And that is investing in others, which simply means giving your money away.
If you have a high IQ and you're conscientious, which is another trait, then you're more likely to be financially successful, say, by the time you're in middle age. And so that looks like two temperamental traits whose presence enables you to beat randomness over time. Those traits work very well in this society this time, but you can also argue that that's also a matter of chance, because there wouldn't be unconscientious people if at some point in the past unconscientiousness hadn't aided their survival. So what constitutes beating a system depends on the parameters that you put around the system. And you can think the same thing about, well, look at how successful he is. Okay, you mean financially. All right, so then, well, how's his health? How's his marriage? How are his relationships with his children? What price did he pay for his wealth? As you add dimensions of evaluation, whether that particular person won or lost might not be so self-evident.
Capital as such is not evil. It is its wrong use that is evil. Capital in some form or other will always be needed. How many millionaires do you know who have become wealthy by investing in savings accounts? I rest my case. The idea is to become rich by enriching other people's lives. If you focus on making money, chasing money, growing money, getting money, you may stay poor. Successful investing requires patience, discipline, and the ability to control one's emotions. Invest for the long haul. Don't get too greedy and don't get too scared. The intelligent investor is a realist who sells to optimists and buys from pessimists.
If you haven't had a good plan up until now. But jot this down now, it's not the amount that counts, it's the plan that counts. So let's say you were in such poor financial shape, you had to start 97.1 for charity, 1%, another 1% for active capital, another 1% for passive. Now here's the key. To get these numbers starting up and get this number starting down. If you will actually do this, you can't believe how exciting it is to watch the numbers change. Remember what Shoaff said. If you will change what? Everything will change for you. If you start to change, I'm telling you, these numbers will start to change. And the first thing you know, these numbers keep going up, 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 until finally you can get to the 70, 10, 10, and 10.
If you're going to change things, you really need to put yourself in a position where you say, this is what I'm going to invest. This percentage of my income, where you pay the investments first before you pay all the other bills. Because if you pay the investments first and you keep doing it, it's a pure discipline. And by the way, the best way to do this that I know of is to have that money taken straight out of your account as soon as it gets there. Many of you know you can do it automatically. You can put it in a money market and then decide where to put it. But it literally leaves your account, the money is transferred. Think about this. Success in life comes from good judgment. When you make good decisions, you do well in your relationships, in your body, with your family, and with your finances, with everything.
It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. You must gain control over your money, or the lack of it will forever control you. If you found the video entertaining and motivating, give it big thumb up and subscribe to the channel.